Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Sit back and relax, and I really hope I don't have a freaking meltdown. I'll be honest with you, just prior to this video blog, my blood was boiling. And I was like, this is not going to turn out to be so good. But I have since regrouped. I'm a little more calm here. We're going to put this market into perspective and everything else that's going on. So get comfortable. Did I say the date? Well, if I didn't hear it, it is again January 4th, 2022, Tuesday. So let's start off with the market so I can get my head on straight here. We just closed at yet another all-time record high with regard to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Most of this was driven by the banks, more specifically JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Bank of America. Whoa! You mean the same banks that Greg Mannarino has been saying to buy, like for the last several weeks? Yes, what a coincidence. Imagine my shock here. How many of you believe that's a coincidence? Oh, none of you. Exactly. No, it's not a coincidence, people. Anyway, no, I don't have any inside information into anything. Well, do you believe that? Anyway, people, let's forget about that for a moment, okay? I don't want to get any phone calls here from the SEC. I already been there and done that. Thanks to at least one of you out here who reported me to the SEC saying that I was front running the market. You remember that, whoever you were? Well, didn't hurt me at all. As a matter of fact, I made a friend at the SEC. How's that? I have a friend at the SEC now. I will keep his name quiet, though. Shh, shh. Watches my work. It's kind of interesting. Think about this. I know for a fact that there is at least one person at the SEC who watches my blogs every day. And I'm proud to say that. All right, people, look. So on top of the Dow Jones Industrial Average hitting a new record high, closing at a new all-time record high, what else happened? Slight loss for the S&P 500. The NASDAQ fell under some pressure. Why? Are you watching the yield curve? You're following the 10-year yield? Well, if you happen to do that, you would understand why. Let me clarify something real quick. Again, the tech sector is very interest rate sensitive. Okay, so when you got bond yields climbing like we've seen over the last 2 days, with the market pricing in a Fed rate hike sometime soon. Oh yeah, it's going to happen in my view, but it's going to be dog shit, wrapped and packed tightly with cat shit, and then after that smoothed out and sprinkled with some bird shit. That's exactly what it's going to be. The market's going to laugh because it's going to be a joke. All right, it's going to be like just a token, nonsensical a rate hike. And the market's going to respond very, very favorably to it because it's getting priced in right here and right now. Let me ask you, which sectors of the market do you believe did very well today? Well, happened to be energy and the financials. You knew that because I told you this. The Dow really was higher on the back of the three banks that I've been telling people to buy as of late. But that's just a coincidence. Just a coincidence. Yes, SEC. I just pulled that out of my hat. Anyway, with that, people, let's move forward here. So I already explained to you, we're seeing a phenomenon occur. It began yesterday, and it's been profound. That is the yield curve itself, the slope normalizing, a significant rise in the 10-year yield. The MMRI today bounced above 100 several times. Now, what does it mean? People writing to me all day. Greg, MMRI is over 100. What do we do? What do you do? Very simple. You remain diligent, right? You don't change anything. So we go from low risk to moderate risk. Moderate risk begins at 100, okay? If you go look at the scale. Again, what does Greg Mannarino want you to do right now? I'm going to wait for you to do it. In the description of the video is a link to the MMRI. Click on that. Click on it. Okay, go have a look. You'll see the stages of it, how it works. And again, until we get deep into moderate risk, nothing's going to change. And again, we will constantly reevaluate the situation. Okay, the markets are fluid. Okay, they're always changing. They're dynamic, a better word. Markets are dynamic. So things affect it. For example, we're going to hear from the Fed tomorrow with the minutes of their last meeting, and that may drive the market higher or lower. Don't know. Don't really care. I really wish it would drop, but we don't get drops in the market anymore. We don't get opportunities to really buy the dips much anymore. So when we do get an opportunity to buy dips in this market, no, buy dips in everything. Okay, excuse me. Something out here. We just pounce all over that. Okay, I think you all understand that. So anyway, what else is going on? Cryptocurrency is flat. Pretty much Bitcoin's still around 47,000. Look, with cryptos, people, you know my take on this. I don't trade these things. I hold a number of different cryptos in my portfolio. Bitcoin is my largest holding. Okay, I think that's pretty much common knowledge. With regard to cryptos, I'm not saying it's my favorite. I just happen to have more of that than anything else. And I don't trade these things. I hold them. I am a hodler. I don't know the word. Okay, I just own them, and I'm sitting on them, and I will continue to do that for a prolonged period of time. I have no intention whatsoever at all, and I mean zero, of dumping or selling any of my crypto positions. I will be adding to them moving forward. That's fact. Period. The end. I think you all know that too. With regard to precious metals, we did put on gains today. All right, we all understand how this works. There's no price discovery there at all. We know why. We know who's doing it. Everyone knows it. It's no secret to you, me, or anyone else, but it's going to continue going on until it doesn't. Until we get that meltdown in the debt market, which is coming, people. And every day we step closer to that point in time where we are going to get an implosion of truly epic proportions in the debt market. We're not there yet. I still think we're ways away because the Fed's not going to stop. They have all of these little schemes going on, like the repo or the reverse repo that I covered this morning. If you did not see the video I did this morning, I would strongly advise watching it. I covered the reverse repo, what's actually going on, how it works, and more importantly, why it's going on. So do pay a little bit of attention to that. So with that said, I want to cover some of the news that we got today. I don't know how many of you, again, follow the propaganda ministry. I'm talking about CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, all these things. So they were really shocked today to find out that U.S. manufacturing missed the mark by a mile. As a matter of fact, manufacturing here in the United States just hit a one-year low. Now, this is a global phenomenon. Imagine the shock, the utter shock of Greg Mannarino. I can only imagine your shock. What would you imagine? Let's just evaluate this for a second. Get comfortable. What would you believe would happen when you have a global economy shrinking at its fastest pace in history as a percentage of GDP? Would you expect manufacturing to take off? Would you expect things to be booming? Would you expect to see money velocity picking up? Well, what we have is a collapse of everything. Our economy shrinking again at its fastest pace ever in history. The global economy, as a matter of fact, as a percent of GDP. Manufacturing is cratering, okay? It's all a lie. Debts and deficits, trade deficits are going to continue to balloon. You all know that, and this is why my blood was boiling earlier, prior to this video. I'm thinking about all this stuff. It gets me worked up. It really, really does, because the lies and the distractions are getting shoved down people's throats like you can't possibly believe. You remember transitory from the Fed? Well, we're going to talk about the Federal Reserve in a moment here because we heard from the Fed today, and we're going to hear from them tomorrow too. It's going to be interesting. But again, we have money velocity, or the rate at which cash is moving through our economy, at historic lows. Will someone out here who's smarter than me explain for a moment how you can have a recovering economy, some type of an economic recovery, or an economic boom, if cash is not moving through the economy? Oh, guess what? It can't happen. It's impossible, but you see, you're not allowed to know that. When was the last time you heard CNBC, Fox Business, Name one. Mention the fact that we have money velocity right now, the rate at which cash is moving through the economy at a historic low. You won't hear it because you see, it might make you think. It might get people to use their brain a little bit instead of being duped into believing that what they are seeing with their own eyes is not real, because that's what they're trying to do here, people. You all know that. It's out of control. So yeah, manufacturing, they don't understand it. The members of the propaganda ministry, they don't get it. They're like, really? Why did manufacturing miss the mark? They're retarded, okay? Again, I am not making fun of anyone here who has a real disability. I'm talking about people who are prostituting themselves, reading some kind of a script. They don't understand what they're seeing because, again, they have to lie to you. Of course they do. They know what they're looking at, but they can't let you know that they know. You understand? So it's like, really? Oh, why? Why is manufacturing slowing down? Why we missed the mark so badly? Duh. Make that up, people. Oh, and home prices surged to yet a new all-time record. I imagine my shock as the middle class gets wiped out. So anyway, we did hear from the Fed today. So the Lex Luthor himself, the freaking Lex Luthor himself of the Federal Reserve, Neil Kashkari, said, quote, inflation is rising faster than he even would have expected right now. Imagine that. How about, you see, here's a guy who's lying to you yet again. Could you imagine Neil Kashkari, the Lex Luthor of the Federal Reserve, lying to you? Oh, well, he's just a truth master, a master of truth. He's trying to convince you that he didn't see this coming. He did not see, he said specifically, he did not see the current gains in inflation rising as fast as it has. Bullshit. You know why that's bullshit? Because you and I knew it before this guy didn't, and he's a Federal Reserve freaking president. They all know. They're laughing at us. Do you realize that we have an organization here, the most powerful organization on the planet? I'm talking about the Federal Reserve, who is the government, laughing at us. We don't have a single representation. We have no representation here. Our illustrious retard representatives who represent nothing, they're doing nothing about it. How is it? Please, someone explain this to me. I will read the comments. I can't even talk. I'm getting all worked up. I knew this was going to happen. Someone out here explain to Greg Mannarino, because I just don't get it. Why is it that not one of our so-called representatives has called the Federal Reserve to account? Again, we've heard for years about their 2% target of inflation. We are now at 7% according to their own numbers. Why is it that the Fed is not being called to account? Why is it that not one of our representatives will ask the question, Mr. Fed Chairperson, how is it that you were so wrong about transitory and about this 2% target? We are now at 7%. We've missed it by hundreds of percent, sir, Mr. Chairperson Yellowstein. Why? Why is nobody being held to account here? But you're paying the price for it, so am I. It's insane. This is what I'm talking about. You don't believe, Greg Mannarino, that we have no representation anymore? You don't believe, Gregory Mannarino, that your votes don't count? That this is not the America that we used to know? Really? That every single president works for the freaking Federal Reserve? Especially the last 3, including this one? You gotta be kidding me. It makes me want to puke, really does. Anyway, I got some more things I want to talk about. Let me say, look, tomorrow we're going to hear from the Fed. And depending on what they say could move the market one way or the other. This market has had quite a run-up. This Santa Claus rally has been extraordinary, okay? Is it about to end? I have no idea. I don't even really care. You all know that. I just want to keep myself on the right side of all this, and I want to keep you on the right side of all this. Does this market need a drop? Does it need a pullback? Really? Do you think maybe we'll get one, or is it just more easy money that's going to pour in here? I personally think it's not going to stop. And no matter what the Fed says, the market's going to realize that it's all a lie. Okay, meaningful rate hikes moving forward, not happening. A taper, well, we got none yet. But again, they're really concerned about inflation. And according to Lex Luthor, Neil Kashkari, he did not see these gains of inflation rising so fast. No, totally missed him. Meanwhile, he's got a job at the Federal Reserve paying who knows what. Okay, you are smarter. Well, definitely smarter than any of these Federal Reserve things. They're not even human. Okay, that are running the system right now. And their job is to lie and mislead you. Where do lies and things that are bad come from? Maybe you should ponder that. Okay. Anyway, all right, people, I'm going to end this video now. I think it's been very important. Please share it. Please get it out there. Again, I count on you to get my work out there. You will not find me anywhere. Again, I was banned on Twitter. I was banned from LinkedIn. I banned myself from F-Book. Okay? So I need you. I need all of you to get this out there because people aren't going to find me without your help. That's the truth. So I count on you to do that. People, this guy right here, who had a little bit of a meltdown, a little bit. Who among you really can stay calm in this environment of insanity? It's just, it doesn't stop. And once in a while, being that this is pretty much all I do, it really does get to me. I'm probably going to drop dead a lot younger than I should drop dead. I mean, I'm by no means a young man. How old am I now? 56. I'd like to stick around at least a little while longer. But I tell you, I could feel my heart pounding. I start sweating. This crap gets me worked up. Anyway, I'm calm now. I'll see you in the morning.